On your radicals, stop already. Stop with inflation is caused by the war in Ukraine. Has 0.0 to do. Inflation caused by the pandemic? No, inflation caused by the response to the pandemic. Let's get real. Enough of the bullshit. These fake, calling themselves economists. That's the #1 school of business in the United States. That's the highest score ever given in the history of undergraduate. Oh, yeah, that's mine. Last letter recognition from Clyde Cooley ever. Stop! Stop! What caused inflation? The United States Fed for 20 years. Well, actually, 22 years. Just flooding. I mean, the pandemic, the response? Let's see, $5 trillion dumped onto the United States economy, just poof, and it was all looted and stolen. The PPP loan, so-called grants given, was the biggest loot job in American history. I mean, remember the bank bailout? It passed it. I mean, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. The bank bailout on chemo. And everybody ripped it off. I never got any money. And I like the debate you're still having about capitalism versus socialism. Please, that debate ended a long time ago. When the Fed took over the United States stock market, started buying their own stocks, started buying their own bonds. QE 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Talk about Ponzi. Inflation started in the spring of 2000. And Rand-Greenspan, what a fraud, that dude. It's financial terrorism. Created the greatest freaking housing crisis in world history. I mean, the greatest homeless situation. You talk about the healthcare crisis, the crumbling infrastructure. Don't drink the fucking water. I mean, it's a loot job by CEOs. Average CEOs making $20 million. That's average a year. It's just a big loot job. And these so-called businesses. I knew Mariner personally. He gave me this book. Yeah, that Mariner. He'd be rolling over in his grave. What a loot job. It's unbelievable. The gas pipeline situation in Ukraine has 0.0 to do with inflation in the United States. Zero. We went, I mean, you know what let's party like it was 1999. You know what the debt was in 1999? Well, we had a surplus. It was $5 trillion. But you know what it was in 1980? Zero. Reagan! I mean, trickle-down economics. And then they flood this. I mean, they throw $5 trillion just here, and it was all stolen. In Utah, I remember listening to the program. The $2 billion in it was exhausted within a couple hours. I mean, it's incredible what they did. It's absolutely incredible what they did. They blew up this economy. I mean, there's only one tool. They have one tool. They have one lever. What's it? The interest rate. That's all the Fed has. They have one tool. And it works. They started lowering the rate in the spring. I used to do the PPI, the CPI for the school, for the state. We did it. I'm the guy who did it. You know, they blackballed me. You think that's anything new? Weber State blackballing people? Who's their most famous graduate in the history of school? Damian Lillard? Not even close. Fama K. Brody. You ever hear her mention her name? How about Wat Masaka? First player of color in the history of the NBA. You ever hear her mention her name? Both Ogden natives, Weber County natives. How about Kevin Blanche? Stand up to these freaking criminal enterprises. You know, something rotten in the do Denmark. Stop! Stop! Has 0.0 to do. It's flooding the economy. And Rand-Greenspan with your own money. People ask me all the time, is Bitcoin a Ponzi scheme? Fuck yes, it's a Ponzi scheme. What's your price target? $400. But they're not the biggest Ponzi scheme.